Well, now let's go back to our top story. Derek Slade, the former headmaster who's been jailed for 21 years for violence and sexual abuse. The allegations were first made public in the early 80s on BBC Radio 4 by Roger Cook, and Roger Cook is in Bristol now. How did you first become aware of a problem with Derek Slade?
We had one or two letters from, I think, worried parents who were very circumspect about what they said, which caused us to make inquiries on the ground, and we found more and more disturbing things, although the real problem has always been that children didn't want to talk about it because of what they described as his reign of terror. Their parents, if they knew about it, just took the children out and wanted to put it behind them, and one or two members of staff who might well have known what was going on didn't do anything to protect their jobs. So it was a sort of involuntary conspiracy of silence, which is why it's taken 28 years to get where we are today. That's the longest time anything I've ever had anything to do with has taken to reach a result.
I know you've stayed in touch with some of the victims. Can you describe the effect that it's had on their lives?
Well, it's been catastrophic. I mean, you hear people saying this little sort of thing all the time, but it really is. When you're talking to a middle-aged man, as some of these people now are, and they are forced to bring back to mind what happened to them, and I'm talking about the more serious allegations, the really serious sexual abuse, the rapes and so on, they actually cry, you know. Perfectly normal people just reduced to gibbering wrecks when they have to recall what it was they went through, and that's just awful. The man was evil.
As journalists, we're supposed to stay aloof from things like this, but as it's gone on down the years, have you become more angry about it?
No, I've just stayed continuously angry, wanting to see things done. But the trouble is, you couldn't get people to come forward and talk about it. The atmosphere then was different. They do now. And of course, when the pressure began to build up a few years back, Slade got himself a false passport using the trick used in Day of the Jackal by the hero, well, the anti-hero, and went off to India, where it is said he did exactly the same thing for many years.
Do you believe that this could happen now or not?
Oh dear, you can't ever say never, can you? But I hope not. I hope when the first signs of these things emerge, people come forward. And not just the children, but staff who must know if this sort of thing is going on. We need to put an end to it, for this, you know, the welfare of children is paramount.
I'm sorry to interrupt you, but thank you very much for being with us tonight.
Okay.
Let's get the weather with Jim now, and it